It's the Cable
token. Ooh, Mock Sapphire. Because Spire says that you need to have an artifact in play for it to actually tap for a colored mana. And there's certainly draws where you really just want to like warp your Pinnacle Emissary off of your land. So that's why you see people playing like Shivan Reef instead of Spire. Even though Spire like does something very similar and then could also hypothetically let you like instant speed SWIP cranial plating. It's really about being able to turn one Emissary before you dump your hand. Anyway, moving on to Vintage Cube. I'm gonna grab Mock Sapphire here. Starting town, not a crazy idea. We already did an artifact deck today, but something about Mock Sapphire into Urza just feels right, huh? It just feels right. Some salty monolithing. Pretty good card to play off of Workshops if you get one of those. There's also a infinite with it in the mono blue artifact deck. I've actually seen people playing 4 Glimmervoid Warlist. I have actually seen that. A little bit of Vintage Cube. Excellent way to kill time between rounds, in my opinion. Man, it would have been sweet to top 8 another one of those things. Yeah, I'll grab the Coveted Jewel. I don't like it in every version of the artifact deck, but if you get to blink it, it's quite strong. And sometimes you can end up with like Thopter Foundry. They can just sack it after playing it, that sort of deal. And it's another good card for Workshop mana, assuming we get the Workshop. Helps cut our archetype a little bit better than the other. Hello, Candelabra. I like Portable Hole a lot if I'm blue-white. We don't know that we're going to be blue-white yet. I'm just going to grab the Talisman. Sword of the Meek. Jace. Yeah, I'm not as interested in cutting blue as I am in cutting artifacts. So I'm going to grab the Sword of the Meek. Jace is kind of just okay these days. And I have a vested interest in Thopter Foundry because I can go infinite with Urza, and there's the Coveted Jewel here. I would like that card. Ooh, Retrofitter. Really set up well for Academy, if we can find that one. Retrofitter is still good with Urza, of course. I am dead for top 8 path leading. Still a fun little stream. Still a deep run. I'm gonna grab that Shurikai. Sticking a Stupor is always good, but Shurikai just makes it so you just like can't flood out. And when you're drafting these artifact decks, a lot of times you have to shove like a whole bunch of artifact mana production into it for the deck to just function. So having something that says like you cannot flood out ever is really nice. Yeah, the amount of running well and playing well that has to happen for those top 8 runs, pretty wild. We drew like very hot in some of our earlier rounds. Probably the most difficult way to RCQ, huh? Fun to stream though. Fun to stream at these big events. Your local 8 person only gives a single slot? Yeah. So I'm probably supposed to grab the Fractured here. We've got the Sword of the Meek. There's no reason anybody else should take the Thopter Foundry from us. I'm going to take the Thopter Foundry anyway. I want to make sure I have it 100%. Nothing weird happens. A little conservative, but holy shit, a Soul Ring. So for somebody to pass a Soul Ring, I assume that they took something like either potentially a non-color Mox, but most likely either a Black Lotus or a Time Walker Ancestral Recall are what was grabbed there. If the Soul Ring wasn't here, we'd be really ecstatic about Tamiyo, because Tamiyo spitting out artifacts is really good in this archetype as well. But yeah, that helps a fucking shitload. Dak Thaden is pretty good if we're serious about the red splash. I'm not super serious about it. We care a lot more about white now, because we have the Shurikai and the Thopter Foundry. I'm just going to grab Emery. It might help me put the Thopter Sword together. Even if it, like, mills the sword, and then they kill the Emery, it's still value. So, like, get it back later. Thinking about Lutri, Lava Spur Boots, and City of Traders. So a few different interesting options here. Currently not a lot to copy for Lutri. Lava Spur Boots is kind of cute with Emery. If we got a Saga later, it'd be really good to have. I do like the City of Traders, but I'm going to take the Boots. I don't want to take Comes Into Play tapped fixing lands in this deck. Our color requirements are very light. Our Mox is on color. You really just don't have to value it that high. Like, for 2 white cards, you only need, like, 6 white sources in your deck or something. And we'll probably end up with, like, Mox Opal type shit. Was Sword on the wheel? It was not on the wheel. That's a good point, Red Fair. Someone might just spec on Sword if they saw it. This is an interesting pack. I like Battlesphere with Urza. It's pretty sweet. Tundra, I value a lot higher than it comes to play Tap Fixer. Still a good card. But I think I want to take one of these blue cards here. Stock Up, I was talking about how like I really value cards that prevent you from flooding out. Stock Up's great at doing that in this archetype. That said, I'm going to take this Trinket Mage. It's a really fucking good Trinket Mage. We have Soul Ring, Mox Sapphire, Retrofitter. Like, there's just too many good, it's too much good shit. Little Relic of Sauron action. It's nice to, like, we don't currently have the workshops, right? But if we found workshops, now it would have something to do. Spit this relic into play. And I've said it like a billion times, but one more way to not flood to Bejeebus is really nice in these decks. I'm going to play that Nadu, I think. We have a green talisman for it. Stretching the mana base does make me want more fixing going forward. But you don't really need a ton for a single Nadu. Note that we have the Lava Spur Boots for it already that we can get with Trinket Mage. Perfect. I was just talking about fixing. And the Fractured Identity came back. Love to see it. I guess I'm taking Planisphere. Actually, what about Horizon Canopy? Planisphere is good. Totally solid card. But Horizon Canopy is another card that just like helps with the splash here. So I think I dig it. They absolutely pulled the Melders from the cube, yeah. I think they only had it for a season or two. Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my guns and not draft Comes to Play tap lands. Throw a deck on the sideboard for the artifact Mirror. Could make for a much better splash than a Nadu. So as always, when you're drafting artifacts, the main thing I want to see in Pack 3 is Academy. What the fuck? I'm going to do that Vista. Yeah, grab the Vista, and then, like, the mana's feeling pretty great. We are not live in the RCQ, no. I think I'm just going to grab this Colonnade. Tireless Tracker spitting out artifacts is kind of cute. We certainly have a high enough blue count for Force of Will. So I'm going to grab it. I'm sure D. Beardsley, yeah. If we had Academy, I'd like that Microspawn a lot. I do not have Academy. Could just throw a Chromatic Star in here. There's more artifact shit laying around. It's a Q1 to sack to Thopter Foundry. Yeah, if we had workshops, then Chariot's one of the better cards to fire off of it, actually. Could take Upheaval here as a late game plan. I think I'm gonna take the Chariot anyway. It's another way to trigger Nadu. No More Lies is interesting. Ponder's interesting. What does Manifold Key do for me? Untap Soul Ring. Untap his Basalt Monolith. Coveted Jewel. Kind of dig the key, actually. Yeah, give me that. Replace this Candelabra. Thinking about Reprieve. Thinking about Ugin. I've been pretty happy with Ugin. Another 7-drop. In my No Academy deck. Yeah, we can throw another Talisman in. Temple Garden's solid. I want Lorien revealed. I can get the Hollowed Fountain, and then it's a blue card for Force the Will, and, I mean, you can always cast it, right? Yeah, I think 2 Pain Lands is too many in regards to this Waterlogged Grove. I don't think I'd play the Everflowing Chalice. Maybe I'll grab it. Yeah, no Tinker, no Academy. We do have, like, Soul Ring Mox Sapphire, though. You like to build with Nadu? Bill, yeah, I could see that working. Is this not a card I want, like, with the rest of the deck, right? Like, it's kind of only with Nadu here. I like the Seachrome Coast. I'm going to take the Shelldock, I think. We got some spicy ones to fire off. A little Sunfall action in the sideboard. Micro Spawn's kickable. If we had the Academy, I think the Upheaval would be a lot more exciting. I think I'll leave it out. I mean, we've got the mana for it. This 6-2 is Gelato Squid. Someone who starts off 7-0 and then loses 2 rounds will squeak in. But I got my losses a little earlier than that. Yeah, I love Micro Spawn with Academy. Would have been tempting even with just like Urza Saga. Magic Online giving me a swamp for the Thopter Foundry. Very thoughtful. Yep, looks good. Pretty slow hand without like a Mox or a Soul Ring, but we do have like Key plus these Chonkers. Could do a little something. Almost want to get Emery down. Too bad we didn't draw the... Well, I guess that wouldn't work anyway. Yeah, I like doing this. Even if we miss our land here, we can go Basalt Monolith into Relic. I don't think I play the Basalt Monolith. I think I just run out the Thopter Foundry and the Emery. Emery found me a Chromatic Star. Pretty glad I grabbed that star over the trop that was in the pack, Star's a really fun one to cite to Thopter Foundry, too. Oh, cute. Everyone's got a little draw engine of their own. Oh, hey. It's probably a little bit better than cycling a Chromatic Star, I think I still run out the star. There's something to leaving Thopter Foundry up in case the opponent plays like a path on Battlesphere. Because then you can sack the Battlesphere to the Thopter Foundry, save it from the path effect, and then rebuy with Emery. I think we'll be okay anyway, but that's the value. That's the value to not activating the Emery there. That one's fine. Yeah, opponent sees that we can just play the Battlesphere. The writing was on the wall. Who's writing on these walls? Little tweak there. Seeing the opponent's a creature deck. The Coveted Jewel gets a little worse. We do have the Thopter Foundry to like sack the Coveted Jewel. It's not really enough though. Not really enough reason to jam it, I don't think. What was our combo? It was just Emerying back Battlesphere. Tapping the Emery. Wow, this guy's got some real maneuvers. One mulligan. Ooh. Hello. What y'all know about the Mayor of Candor? His penchant for lying. Oh, shit. Turn 1 Emery? I'll jam a turn 1 Emery. I'm not above it. Hey, round 9's about to start to the Modern RC Super Qualifier. Sure could use some lands here. I guess these map tokens might help with that, huh? Could rebuy the Talisman, but then I have to like tap out for it. Fucking 3-4 Emery here. 9 rounds, Brewburb. It is the final round. This Thalia is kind of grinding my gears, huh? Yeah, if I win and all of the X1s get disqualified from Magic Online permanently, then I got a chance. There's something to just rebuying the Relic. Just rebuy the Relic of Sauron here. It sets us up for the Battlesphere and Ugin and such. Oh, hey, we're facing Sandy Dog. Very cool. I heard he's on Neoform. Chariot has been voted off the island. And then we can just activate Retrofitter with the Relic mana. So if I rebuy the Manifold Key and then a mana to untap, that would make this 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough to play the Battlesphere. And I don't currently have enough to play the Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I do. I have exactly. Okay, cool. I guess hitting the Thalia first was technically a little better. No matter. I guess. Having 2 comes to play tap lands here is awkward as hell, because I want to turn to the Emery. You think I'm going to be 9th or 10th? Yeah, that sounds correct to me. Still a fun day of streaming. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream. That's the important part. I was also like really unsure what deck I wanted to play today. So it was cool to end up getting a deep run on a deck I kind of waffled into. Oh, nice to have a deck that I can win with in Modern, String a few wins together. That's worth something to me for sure. Gonna be plenty more tournaments, You know, Caleb, if I didn't know better, this would sound an awful lot like Copium. Shut up, you! Bring voices in my head. Hey, that's not bad. That is not a bad shell dock. I wonder how long it's gonna... Oh, we're at 24 cards right now? Oh yeah, because the Emery milled 4. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And then next turn, we can like crack the Waterlogged Grove and draw. We'll be down to 22. Maybe we can fractured something that gives me another card. Fractured the fucking Nadu. Oh, it has to be in it. Yeah. Oh my god, get a Skull Clamp and run it out, please. Umezawa's, okay. I'm okay with this. I accept your terms. We can't even equip, yeah. Steal it, equip the Nadu, get a trigger. We could, like, literally have the Umezawa's -2 on the Nadu. Get the shit out of here. And then next turn, the Shelldocks live for the Ugin. I could have saved the Soul Ring to be a spell to play post Ugin. I think it made sense to do it the way I did. Umezawa's pump claims another victim. I kind of like exiling the Enduring. Nice way to get rid of that one. And then you can use the Ugin to gain life. The sword we just ripped can exile the cloud, probably. You can just like attack and clear the Chandra. And we're gonna do a similar sideboarding to what we did last round. You don't really want Coveted Jewel against aggro decks, right? Even if you can sack it to Thopter Foundry sometimes, it's just not enough. Just not consistent enough. And then with the addition of Sunfall, I upped a white source. We have plenty of blue in here, and then the Vista has another white to grab for us. Another card that can potentially save my Tuckus. That's a sexy little opener, huh? Little turn 1 Talisman, turn 2 Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage has a Mox Sapphire to grab too. Yeah, this deck would have loved Academy. Would have played Workshop. It wouldn't have played Candelabra just for Workshop, though. Ooh, a Mox of their own. There's something to holding onto the Foundry to potentially pitch it to Force of Will. 6-2, I'm crushing these RCQs. Sort of. I O2 dropped the one on Sunday. The one I played yesterday morning. I had kind of a medium sealed pool. I think the medium sealed pools are like more interesting to build, though. Those interest me a little bit more for the building portion. And then we had some cool matches. I like lost to the Mindslaver equipment. But yeah, we're actually 7-2. Just seeing whether I get 9th or 10th or whatever. Mana short of Spinningers or hardcasting the Force. If you start off 7-0 and then lose the last 2 rounds, you can squeeze in. But typically with these large tournaments, it kind of depends on whether you're right over the cutoff or right before the next cutoff. And we're closer to that range. RC invite is just for the top 4. So last week I top 8'd a sealed one. There was like 400 some players. And then I lost in the top 8. So if I had one match. Ooh, hello Mox. What do you get for top 8ing? So like I said, top 4, you get an invite to the RC, right? And then 5th through 8th, 600 play points, 100 treasure chest boosters, some leadership points, and an Edge of Eternity set. And then the prizes increase if you make top 4, of course. So the top 8's still playing for something. I'll be a Magic Pro player one day. It'd be fun to get back on the Pro Tour. It's a very particular itch. Would I count being on Pro Tour coverage as a day of streaming? I would not light Sentry. The last time I did a 365, I did actually win a SCG Open in the middle of that. And I was still, I still streamed both days for at least an hour. While sick and sweaty. That was a fun tournament. Let them connect with a Bone Crusher if they want to this turn. I'm not going to chump. But then we can start doing like the block sack things with Retrofitter. I did not Cody in the you're talking about today's tournament. I don't know what the final results are yet, but this is probably about where I'm going to be at. I guess I'll bring in Sunfall one more time. It's all 3 rounds. But the Jewel's more fun. Now that's an exciting opener. I don't know if y'all have seen an exciting opener before, but this one's pretty up there. It'd be cool if we could draw like a less precious blue card to pitch to Force of Will than the Urza. But we do have turn 2 Thopter Sword combo. If you manage to like not have to pitch the Urza, then the Urza does give you infinite with Thopter Sword. Hand would be better if it had 8 cards, but whatever. You still have that old Bant Spirits deck? I think you can still play a version of it in Pioneer. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I guess the benefit of running out Thopter Foundry first is I think if you draw a Soul Ring, it gives you the mana to turn 2 infinite combo. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Warlowall, thanks for the sob, thanks for the 68 months there. But if the opponent simply has a disenchant effect, they're unlikely to spend it on a Sword of the Meek. Whereas they might do that with a Thopter Foundry. This might give me another turn to rip a blue card for the Force of Will and not have to burn my Urza here. We'll see. And we have to be a little bit careful of the Lion Sash. But it does take colored mana to activate at least. Nice. Yeah, opponent was just off it, I figured they like had some flash card that they were like waiting, chilling on playing. And they might have and just like not wanted to. They missed their land drop. They went turn 1 Sash and then missed their land drop, so they just didn't